So my friend told me this secret about Nigel Samuel, and I am sitting here right now. I want to share that secret with you because she asked me not to tell anyone, and I just cannot keep this. So here it goes. So hello and welcome back to JTM India. Did you just see what happened right there a few minutes back? So if you are someone struggling with gossip just like me, this video is for you. So after my conversion, we were at this encounter where I was sitting down and waiting for Father to do my confession. And as Father came in, I swiftly asked Father, how do I get rid of this bad habit of gossiping about people? I don't want to do it because I wanted to imitate Christ, and obviously gossip was not Christ-like. So Father said, if you see the conversation is not being fruitful or going to a fruitful place, just divert and change the topic. It's that simple. And I looked at Father and he looked right back at me and we both smiled. We both smiled because it's that simple and we just don't do it. So before we move on, let's dive into the word what gossip really is. So gossip is basically a casual conversation or report of someone, typically involving details which is not confirmed of being really true. So I would like to emphasize on the word casual because it clearly shows that we have nothing more important to talk about. That's why you fall into these meaningless conversation, and it's basically just to pass our time that we gossip. Gossip is a struggle for many, specifically women, and I say this because it's not that we do not have anything empowering to talk about or important to talk about, but it's because we've trained ourselves and made gossip a habit that we cannot live without. From sitting in the cafeteria and or anywhere else, we sit with a group of friends and we just discuss what happened today in class during presentation. Did you see how the girl or boy presented, from minute details from her hair to her look, and to eventually her culture, her dressing sense, her family, and so on. What gossip does with everyone involved is basically just humiliating the person, judging the person, demeaning the person in their absence, and ultimately it leads to a hatred and disrespect to that person and to each other and everyone involved in the group. However, Jesus Christ, He teaches us to love one another as He has loved us in John chapter 13 verses 14. And Jesus Christ invites all of us to something even more beautiful and even more promising. So here are 5 tips that have personally helped me during my journey of breaking this habit. I hope it helps you too. So here it is. Number 1, divert or change the topic. If you happen to be sitting with a group of friends and you feel that the conversation is leading nowhere and it's pointless having these conversations, be that one person to lead your group into something even much better to talk about, which is fruitful. Do not be afraid, because if you really want a sincere change of habit and in heart, do not be afraid and do not compromise. You gotta do what you gotta do. Number 2, build strong bonds of sisterhood. Take this as an opportunity God is giving you to build good relationships with your sisters in Christ. Be the one person lighting up the relationships by organizing things which all of you love to do together. Number 3, talk. Talk about real relationships and not real relationships. Do not be afraid to pour out yourself to your friend in Christ, because in seeing you do that, she will also do the same. Do not be afraid to share about what's going on in your life and your struggles. Be accountable to each other. Number 4, reflect. Always find time to reflect upon yourself. What could you have done better, or what you could have avoided? And when in doubt, ask yourself, what would Jesus do in this situation? And lastly, number 5, pray. Always pray. Prayer is so essential in our lives. Especially pray for the person you love, and pray harder for the person you find hard to love. Because if you want to imitate Christ, you need to love him and know him. And you can only be able to do so in prayer. As Saint Teresa of Calcutta says, that what prayer does is it does not change things, but prayer changes us and we change things. So yes, these are very 5 simple tips that I would suggest, and it really helped me personally in my life, and it will not happen overnight. It takes time to build and form a virtuous habit, but nonetheless, always keep striving. God bless.